Yes. We're gonna
Okay.
just wing it.
We're winging it. F it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Yeah, no. Maybe down the road.
My cat's screaming at me.
If I were a cat, I would scream too.
I was just sitting off to the side, just like, pet me, father.
Pet me, father. But yeah, we're recording.
Oh, we're recording right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Okay.
fine. If we have a minute's worth of, whatever in the beginning, I can cut it out.
Alright, we're just gonna go then.
Alright, wish us luck.
Well, hello and welcome back to Hunt and Lowdown, the podcast for fellow four stars. I am Baldy B. and Baldore. Hello. It's been a while since we've done this. I know we promised bi-weekly ones. I'm here with my co-host Drake.
Hello. Hi. Hit me.
We're good about schedules.
We're so good with this.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to lock into we do this whenever our schedules line up, because otherwise every time something happens, we planned to record 2 weekends ago, and then my cats got flea, so we had to flea bomb my house, and that cut that schedule. Drake had to cancel once. It's life conspires against us.
It really does.
Yeah,
but
I forget that I'm on camera, so I'm doing all my normal things now, and I just looked over and I'm like, why am I doing this on the camera? I'm just stretching, and I'm like, frick, they can see me now.
No, it's cool. You gotta be used to being on camera. That's fun.
I'm not. It's a little weird to me because I'm just I did it. I was in college a couple years ago because we had all the virtual classes.
Right.
But then I have weekly D&D with two different groups, and one of them is on camera and one of them's not, because one's through Discord and then we don't bother to set that up. And but we just haven't met with that one for a while, and that's the only time I ever use my camera. That's why my camera's garbage, because that's what I have it for. It's I think I got $15 off Marketplace. It's not good. Yeah, but we're back, and we're gonna record about sorted things and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. There's not a lot going on with Hunt. There's a new
in a weird place.
There's a new event coming in days. I think it's 6 days now, as of this recording, something like that.
Oh, I didn't know it was that soon.
Yeah, October 4th. And we just finished the last one. I don't know how many days ago. A lot of people have been burnt out from the last event, though.
Hello.
Yeah. Here's Mr. Burnt Out next to me.
Yeah. Do we just want to play with that, because I know I'm not alone in that.
Yeah.
We used to play Hunt basically daily with my friend, and the release of Baldur's Gate 3 killed for a little bit, and then we played a couple matches, and it's kind of the thing of the event ended and we're like, cool, let's just go back to no Hunt. And then we played and we just got all rain matches. I was telling Drake, I think of the 8 matches, 6 or 7 of them were rain. It was awful. And
Right.
It was there's nothing wrong with rain, but it's just, it felt like, oh my god, we're back in the event, and I don't want to be in the event right now.
Right.
Because
I would say that they lowered the chance of seeing, dare I say, Princess, Raja, because I feel like I rarely see Raja, but the rain I see often enough.
The issue with Raja too is there's no indicator, right? It's really easy to go through a match that Raja's in and just not have her show.
It would be stumbling upon her lair to get the icon to appear, or just being lucky and finding one of the Raja clues. But the thing is if you know where the compound clues are. Yeah, the suspense isn't good.
Well, not the suspense, but what you said is most people who have quite a few hours kind of know where the spawns are more or less for the clues. But the Raja clues are more scattered and not in compounds, so since you don't have those easy what's called landmarks to memorize them by, they're harder to memorize, and then the distance on them in Dark State is it's not the same. It's only 30 meters.
Yeah,
it's not super far.
It might be 50, or Yeah, it might be 50, but it's very very
Maybe.
hard to see at max.
Yeah.
The main thing for me is like there's no reason between compounds unless a bounty has been picked up. There's no reason to use your dark sight between compounds. So you just go, all right, I'm at this compound, I got the clue. I dark sight real quick, I look over whichever one's closest and map whatever you do, and then you just run. And from that point until you reach that compound, you really don't dark sight that much. Like you might when you approach the compound, but that's what you're looking at is that compound. You're not looking out in the swamps for a gator clue. So
you know what would help fix that?
What?
Back instinct. I like instinct.
Yeah,
I miss it.
That was
my baby.
Good one.
That look. Here's the thing. The event was the thing about the event that I liked the most was having instinct and mariner. Like being able to meme with water or have instinct was just.
Well,
I think that's also part of the reason why I haven't playing is we haven't had the friend groups, and so I'm like, oh, go play solo. And even though solo is better, it's having solo with instinct to going solo without instinct is just like, oof.
Yeah, it's a very big difference.
And then like they're not having death cheats, so you get a lot more of those back to lobby resets. And when you're playing solo, I feel like that hurts more because you're like, oh,
yeah,
like I'm going back and I'm going to be playing a completely free hunter because I don't want to waste money and get headshot from whatever dualies at 70 games.
Right.
But yeah, so a kind of event thing. I guess I want to talk about that real fast. Is I think the last event, despite it burning me the heck out.
Oh, it lasted for what? 60 days? 65 days?
I think it was 90. I think it was 3 months.
Was it
almost
months?
3 months.
I think so. I'm feeling like it was 60, but I don't know. Let us know, someone. Go find out for us because engagement.
It was a bit because engagement. It was a while. I'm searching the Hunt Discord right now.
I'm pretty sure it was 60 days, but I don't know. The events, the downside to the events that we've had the last couple have just been grind. People feel the need to hop on to okay. The grind, I think, for this last event came from the challenges because that's where you got the majority of your points from. Because the points that you get from your everyday match was kind of
you got your points from.
Yeah,
that's where you got your points.
Negligible. So
it did the thing that I hate, where it forces you to play in a routine. Like it's a thing of I only have so much time to play with Hunt, and I would prefer to be like, oh hey. Windows, I got a couple hours. Anybody want to something in the Bayou? But instead, it feels like, all right, guys, it's Monday. Quests have reset. Who's good to knock them out tonight? And then you're so focused on playing. I have to get so much FMJ damage, and I don't want to play FMJs. Then by the time I'm done, you're like, cool, I've gotten my events. Some of that was miserable because I was playing guns that I don't want to, and I can only respin once.
Right.
I'll see you guys next week, or like. Something else. Like I've got it's kind of thing like it's pushed me into my other hobbies more. Like I've been painting a lot more.
Yeah.
Look I've been painting my backlog.
So
but
good
like
for you then.
And like I've been playing a Pathfinder Maker, which is neat, but it really locks in. Here's Baldy's hot take. The more I play other systems, the more I like 5e, and it upsets me. Look, I don't want 5e to be the best system. Unfortunately, I think it's the best fantasy system right now by a pretty strong margin. Except for 13th Age, but nobody cares about it anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, I've never even heard of that till you said it just now.
It came out, I think, 2 monts before 5e came out, so it didn't matter how good it was because the new D&D system was coming out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's neat. I don't know if it's as good as 5e, but I like it a lot more because it was actually, oddly enough, it was my first system.
Oh.
So a lot of things in it are things I pull from. So like you don't have skills in it, you get you like whatever your character's background is. So like if we're playing in let's say we're playing in a Hunt Showdown campaign, or a Hunt Showdown podcast, you'd be like, oh, my character was a bounty hunter and a farmer before he came to the Bayou, and so anytime you're like, say you're tracking somebody, instead of rolling tracking your nature skill, you're like, hey, I'm gonna roll my bounty hunter background, and those are all customizable, and I really like it. And then you can add with your DM, and your DM's like, no, that doesn't apply here, and you can be like, can I use
I like
half
that.
my background if it almost works? And they're like, yeah, fine, whatever. Just do your roll.
Just do your damn roll.
Yeah, it's got a lot of neat things like that in it, but I think it's one that's less confined to the D&D setting. Like if you wanted to play it in like a hunt showdown or like a sci-fi setting, I think it'd be a little easier.
Okay.
But there's my random RPG rant. But it's the thing of the burnout, and it's gonna happen for me for D&D in a minute. Like I'm gonna be like, yep, I'm burned out on D&D. Let's go buy hunting again.
Right.
But I feel like if the regimentation with how long the event is very much made it feel like a job.
Yes, I agree with that.
Not the playing, but the event itself.
Right. Well, it's because, you get the... Well, okay, so in the event, what is it you go for the most in the event? Is it the cosmetics? Is it getting the battle pass to the end?
It's the...
Or is it unlocking the guns that come with the event?
It depends, too. So like this past one was cosmetics because I didn't particularly care about any of the new stuff coming out except the upper mat, and I didn't care about the upper mat because it's freaking $440. So while I love the upper mat, I don't love it for that price.
It's like the drilling for me. Yeah,
exactly. It's like I really like these two new guns, but this is I like that they overshoot the price, right? I like that Hunt does that. I don't like that it takes them a year to fix it. Like, how long did it take us? What was the hunting bow? It was like 150 or something, or 100 when it came out.
I don't remember.
It took them a while, and once they went down to 50, everybody went, yeah, that makes about sense. It's a fun kind of mid slot. Yeah,
it's a bent stick with paint on it, like in a string.
Yeah, and
this shouldn't be $150.
It's like, okay, but they're like, but frag arrows are really good. Cool, then make frag arrows faster then.
Right. Yeah, make that the costly part.
It's like the rival change. Like they're like rival slugs is too good, so we've made the rival cost more and slugs cheaper.
It's like, wait, what? How does that work? Yeah.
What?
You want to encourage the use of the gun, but the OP ammo you want to tune up.
Yeah, like I want to play drilling and upper mat, but I'm like I'm spending $500 on either of those.
Yeah. Dude, drilling Dum Dum is meta right now. You can't tell me otherwise. Drilling Dum Dum is so annoying.
Let's see, what was the thing I've been thinking a lot of? I've been just seeing a lot of what? Because I remember getting really Spike Sniper was what I kept getting it with. Like
really,
a ludicrous number of people playing Spikes and Spike Sniper.
Sparks makes sense, but Sparks Sniper.
It's really good.
Huh?
Yeah, I think it's the thing of this was really frustrating me when I was playing. This is the other thing. I think just as my lobbies. We were playing in 4-star lobbies, which are fine. Except it really felt like every single match was like we were facing teams of 2 3-stars and a 5-star. And not just like a normal 5-star, like a sweaty one.
Like he's on the border of 6-star.
Yeah, and so like every match felt like we'd have one normal fight and then one team that was just like absolutely sweating, like running outside of the compound once they got hit and then waiting 10 minutes to re-engage sweat.
Jeez.
Like not like, oh, I'm going to pick off and re-engage. Like it's going to be a 20-minute fight every time. It's like
that's irritating. I've been seeing a lot of explosive crossbow.
I have seen that too.
A lot of explosive crossbow.
I think it's good. So people have always crapped on it and I've never quite understood why. It's the thing, if you learn its drop, it's good.
Yeah, if you learn its drop, it's good, but I also feel like it's only really good if you can land direct hits with that drop, because I've experienced using it and getting hit markers every time and never getting a kill, because I'm just bad with that drop.
Yes and no. The explosive crossbow is weird because you play it one of two ways. You play it one, you go for direct hits, and then you have an uppercut or something for your secondary for long range. Or you play it super aggressively, and then you bring like an officer, and you just hit the ground, and then just go blah, 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 and try and get like the end fight on them, right? Just kill them really quickly.
I like that we can see you doing that noise.
Yeah, isn't that's great? Yeah I really looked at it after I did it. So like this, I'm looking at the video setup that you have, and so there's a slight delay on it, so like I didn't have time to go when I'm done that.
Okay, sorry. Anyway.
But yeah, I think that's the interesting thing about the explosive crossbow. It's a bit unique in that aspect, I think.
Yeah. The hot dog launcher, as we'll call it.
Yeah. But if you haven't predicted it, we're just kind of talking about the state of things today.
Yeah, very shotgun podcast right now because we didn't really have much planned for it, but we had time to record, so here we are.
Yeah, it's so I'm back in. I think I mentioned this last time, but I'm back in school, and I am a teacher. I have to grade a lot of papers, and I'm second year, so like it's nice because I have enough stuff now prepped that I have stuff to fall back on. But since I'm only the second year, I haven't perfected everything. So while each unit I go, ooh, I know I'm going to use this, there's also stuff that I go, oh, I have to replace that with something different because it was garbage. So I'm still doing prep, and then I'm doing, a lot of grading on top of that. So it's been busy. Drake works night shifts, which then is the fun thing of when the frick do we record.
Right. So. Yeah. Someone called me out too and it was like, oh, what time is your night shift? And I was like, 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. And he was like, oh, that's an evening shift. And I was like, okay, fine. Sorry. Whatever.
And it's like, that's true, but that means either I have to stay up till 11, which means I'm not going to get 8 hours for my 5-hour commute. Drake has a commute too, so that means we have to record either 11 to 12 or 1, which is going to be awful for me.
Well, I don't get home till midnight usually anyway, so.
So midnight. So yeah, so that'd be midnight to 1 or 2. Or I would have to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then do it before school. Which, if you guys don't want that. That would be me going. What's going on?
We don't want AM, Baldy.
Yeah, I tell my first period every year. Like, look, it's you guys' job to, if I'm asleep, yell at me to wake up. I can't yell at you. I'm like, you can. You're middle schoolers. You do it anyway. Like then you just have permission to do it.
Right.
It's fun because I come in and I'm like, I'm gonna fake it. Cause like if you fake the enthusiasm, a little bit of enthusiasm will come out. I'll be like, hey kids, and then half the kids would just be like, oh my god, why is he so?
Yeah.
And then the other half are like, what's going on?
Yeah. In a daze still, like you.
Yeah. And so that would be the podcast, and then. Drake would have to comment everything, thing. And I'd just be like, yeah, that's fine.
So basically, it'd be a reverse of what we do typically. Me going, oh yeah.
We'll do that at some point. We'll have like the reverse one.
Oh jeez.
But
have you edit and upload while I come up with a topic?
Oh, I don't want to edit. I hate editing.
Well, I mean,
and that's a burnout thing too, because that's when I first started streaming. I did really hard editing. My first full playthrough was Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
And I edited the entire first 6 sessions, or 8 hours of content that I cut down to an hour and a half. Dang. Without making story and stuff, and putting in transitions so it wasn't super abrupt. And yeah, that killed my editing.
Yeah, I bet it did. It's killing mine right now just listening to you talk about it.
But I think the other thing we wanted to let's do this real before we forget, and then we'll kind of go into our random off the road random talks. We got a roadmap, kind of.
Yeah, it was a video posted by
roadmap.
Sir Fifield. Is that right? Fifield? That's his last
name,
right? David.
Yeah.
I think.
David. Yes.
David.
And they're like, "Hey, we're doing some things," and everybody's like, "Oh, thank you so much for things." I'm like, "Oh, well, this is okay." So let's go through because it's not as chunky as I would have expected. We're getting 25 more hunters. Cool, I like that. I'm at 50/50s. I'm excited to have more. I'm gonna do this in out of order than what the notes say. We have a trait rework coming. Good. Some traits need reworked. One of the things they're doing is they're moving all the scopes into one, which now that they all cost 2 points. That makes sense.
And it could just be 6 points.
What?
All the all 3 of the traits being moved into 1. If they're all 2 points, just make it a 6-point trait.
God no.
Why not?
I want to play I already murdered my Nagant Precision Deadeye. Don't make me pay 6 freaking points to be able to make that gun.
Okay, fine. Average it out then. Make it 3 or 4. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up.
I think 3 points would be fine, but I'm still gonna be. If I have to pay 3 points for my freaking Deadeye Scopesmith for Nagant Precision Deadeye, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
You're a Nagant Precision Deadeye person.
I do. They've kind of killed it though, because the appeal of it used to be it's 1 point and then it's playable, and they've kind of mixed that. They hate me. Me specifically.
Yes, you specifically.
I mean, I know it wasn't a popular gun, but when's the last time you saw one?
I died to one last night or night before.
Well, never mind.
And it made me mad because I was like, "Who uses that?" I'm mad because it's good and it shouldn't be good, but it works.
Nagant P Deadeye is so fun. It's really fun to just go pew 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 pew, miss, headshot. Ah!
There it is. Too bad I'm too far away for it to kill.
Yep. Oh, don't. I'm so glad they fixed the Winnie one though. Winnie Maxman's freaking good now.
Yeah, it is.
Weapon inspect animations. You can look at you can look at your stuff.
Yeah, it's actually
specific to weapons, which is
it appears to be.
It
appears to be. Yeah.
I assume what it's going to be is like all the pistols are going to be one animation. Like there's no way they're going to do a different.
I don't know. I really don't know.
If they do a different one for the uppercut and Lamette, like I'm gonna be annoyed. It's such a waste of resources.
I mean, that actually might be what it is then.
Especially when they're like, "Hey, we're not getting new stuff because it's an animation thing." Then why are we doing unique? Okay. Anyway, so that's the thing we're getting. We can't really comment on it because they said it's a thing coming, and that's all they said.
They did show a couple of previews in the video of the animations happening, so they looked really good. I was.
Is it just
happy
like
about it. Yeah, it's kind of like my favorite was the throwing knives because you like spin it around in your hand and flip it and whatever and catch it again. It was like that's cool looking. Like I like the throwing knife animation already.
Yeah, cool. Console stuff. Console players, you're welcome.
As if we did something like.
Yeah, this has been I constantly crusading for your console play rights.
Right. Yeah.
I'll be honest. Do you know what the best thing they could do for console is?
What's that?
The absolute best thing they could do for console is freaking separate it.
What do you mean?
Make so that they can make adjustments to console without changing the PC. Because they balance for PC.
I see what you're saying.
So, like, Bomb Lance on PC shouldn't be $200. Bomb Lance on console probably should be more than $200.
Probably. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, actually, so one of the changes...
$50, I think? What is it? It's 50 plus 50?
For which one?
Explosive crossbow? 50 plus 50,
I don't
right?
remember. I mean,
it should probably be more than that. It's super meta on console. Explosive ammo got nerfed to the ground for the sins of console. And then like price changes, but let's be honest, economy sucks.
35 for explosive.
Economy sucks. I'm still annoyed by that last budget update because it's mostly good, but it's so clear that they didn't balance it by what people were saying. They just took or at least for the vast majority of it, they just took how much it was played and then adjusted it based by that. If it was played a lot, they increased the price. If it wasn't played a lot, they decreased it. For the vast majority of it. But
there is a console thing that I remember him talking about. So just for our notes, I didn't bullet all the details of the console. I just put lots of console stuff because we don't play console. That's not really fair to our console viewers or listeners if they're listening. But one of the things is they're adding aim assist for console. Now here's the thing that I don't like, and I think you'll not like as well, is if you're playing the PC version with a controller, there will be aim assist. And I don't know how drastic it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be COD aim assist or if it's going to be like, the tiniest little bit of aim assist. I don't know. They didn't go into the details there. I can't stand aim assist on a PC game. It just irritates me.
I played Destiny 2 was kind of my go before Hunt. And I played with a controller, and it was pretty equivalent to... Like, it wasn't busted with the weird exception of Last Word, because it was like the fan gun. So
Okay.
you could abuse it and like head on people super easy.
Oh, okay.
But like they fixed that specifically and it was fine. That being said, Hunt's a little bit of a different beast. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Also depends if they mean aim assist, where like you're aiming where you need to for your muzzle velocity, or if you're aiming at their chest or head.
Oh God, I didn't think about that.
You know what I mean? So if it's aim assist and like it's gonna help you put the crosshair on their chest, I don't see too much of a problem because you shouldn't be standing still at the 4-star plus side of Hunt anyway.
But that could be damaging if you're aiming at somebody trying to lead them and is trying to snap to their body.
Exactly. So it could be damaging for them as well. I don't know. I have no idea how it's going to work, but
I wonder if it snaps to their body immediately.
I have a feeling it'll as long as you're looking within a certain circle around the person, it'll guide you in quickly. Is what I'm thinking.
But like it can't be just like cause you're making shots at sometimes like 100 meters and like aim assist could be stupid good then, especially if they're in like a bush or something.
Right.
So I don't know. That could be either really good or really bad. We'll find out together.
Yeah. There was a bunch of other stuff for console, but I don't remember all the details of it. So just go watch the video on that if you're a console player. It's a good video.
Yeah. VoIP can be turned off for broadcasting to others and will work even when downed or dead. Oh, okay.
I put /dead because it wasn't clear to me.
Yeah.
But at least downed.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
Yeah.
Exploit update, new hires made for this. Drake, you watched the video. Explain this one to me. What do they mean by exploits?
They've made some new hires to improve their I don't know if they're going to improve EAC, easy anti-cheat, or if they're going to make their own thing. I don't know the detail there. It was a very brief statement that he made, but there were specific hires made for exploit updates that they made. Yeah.
I mean, I see that just being positive.
Yeah.
Like only negative here is if they don't do a good job, it's wasted resources. But
exactly.
Neat. Engine upgrade. This is the first big one I want to talk about. I can hear my echo again. I'm sorry, folks. We've had tech issues. We don't know what's going on. We think we know, but we're trying to fix it.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not coming through on podcast recording. I don't think it would, but just
we'll see. So if it is,
it shouldn't be. It doesn't make sense if it's what we think.
Then blame Todd Howard. It's his fault. So, they're upgrading the engine to Cryogenic, whatever the heck the new one is.
It's like
5
point something, 5.1.3 or something. Yeah.
And they're hoping to bring it out near the end of 2024. And it's not strictly good news. It's mostly good news, but they will be raising minimum requirements, which implies that it might be a bit more intensive, which with how Hunt kind of doesn't always run best, it runs way better than it used to.
That's true.
It's so much better.
Much better than it used to.
But them going, we're raising the minimum requirements is just enough to make me go.
Well, so he did specify that going off of their analytics, it would only affect like 10% at most of the player base. Because they can, I guess, pull information on what your specs are and everything, so they know who it'll affect. It's the thing of,
I think that's personally because that's probably like the people who it's going to greatly affect of like, you no longer meet the minimum, but like that's going to have performance issues for everybody, right?
Right.
So it's how much. I'm not like this isn't body going, oh my god, Hunt's dead, they're going to kill it, it's going to barely run, we're going to be back to the dark age. It's me going, this could be concerning given Crytek's history. I mean, we did used to have the joke of can it run Crysis as the is your computer optimized? So just something to be aware of if you're looking to update your PC and you care about Hunt. That might just be something to keep an eye of to find out what
the
what
video
to look into. And
the video did have a splash screen of the new minimum specs that will be required. I have a feeling it's the same minimum specs of the current Crytek engine. That makes sense.
Yeah, probably. So I don't think it's gonna be in the world. Just something to be aware of.
There was also
bringing. Oh, sorry, go.
There was also a note for console people. Because of that engine update, you will no longer be able to play, I believe it was Xbox One and PS4, I think. You'll have to, like, he said, we're letting you know now so you can prepare for the future, but with this update, they will no longer be supporting Hunt on the older consoles that have Hunt. So
on one hand, console players, you're welcome. On the other hand, we're sorry.
But he also did say that, and I liked this, that, you know, your information will carry over, your game will carry over, you will be spending no more money, like no extra money to upgrade Hunt, at least. Obviously, if you have to upgrade your console, that's on you, and good luck. But but for Hunt's side of it, you don't have to pay again for the game. You don't have to redo your account. All your info will come over, so that's at least a small plus.
Console and PC aren't linked, right?
Correct.
They're separate. Oh.
Yeah, they are separate.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of technical stuff on the way. I think it's neat. The thing that I do like about it is it shows that they're planning to support it more.
Yes.
That's the big takeaway. So I think overall this is negative, even if it's immediately detrimental at first drops.
Right.
Because I think it, and pairing that with Hunt, not necessarily growing at a rapid pace, but staying pretty steady with slow growth, I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
So.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah. New wild cards.
At least one. He mentioned one specifically.
I'm still not sure what a wild card is from the definitions of it, though, is my issue.
Right.
It might be rain, it might be night. Maybe it's Raja? It's something. It's different game mode. So whatever that means, we're getting another one.
So like the Inferno, the rain, nighttime, dawn.
Yeah.
I don't think Raja was considered a wild card. I think Raja was just a contract type at the time. I don't think Raja specifically was a wild card.
I thought it was.
No.
Well, I thought it was rain.
Well, it was based. Okay, fair enough. Raja was.
Those were the thing, but then Raja would
only spawn in certain wild cards. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
So sorry, you're right there. But but no. Raja was considered not a wandering boss, a wild target, I believe is what they called it. Not a boss, but a target.
Because you don't get free. That was also something. I'm gonna go back. I'm real annoyed that Raja doesn't count as a boss for your quests because, like,
oh yeah,
for all intents and purposes, she's a boss. She's like, hey everybody, there's a new boss. Go fight the new wandering boss. By the way, if you want to complete the event, you can't fight the wandering boss.
Okay. That's oversight, undersight, something sight.
Something, yeah. Oh, we're getting a new UI, which.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And he didn't go into details about the UI, but it sounded like they realized the current UI is just not cutting it for.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt of if they're changing it, there's going to be an improvement.
Benefit of the doubt, yes. As of right now, hopefully it'll be a good change.
Typically, Hunt's changes are more positive than negative. Typically,
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna throw it there. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I feel like it'd be weird to downgrade a UI.
Well, it just depends.
And it's one that people. I'm being positive here, Drake.
Okay. Sorry. Right. Positive note.
Yeah, we'll see. And then the one that I kind of wanted to talk about because I think a lot of people care about this one a lot. Prestige rework. Allowing for more early unlocks after prestiging, and phase 2 of this rework will add additional rewards. I want to hear your thoughts because I have thoughts.
Okay, I mean it's
in my room.
So prestige rework. I was under the impression that they were going to 100% redo the whole system. That's what I was under the impression of, and that whatever progress you had in the current system would somehow carry over to this new system. But it sounds like they're going to keep it the same with just some changes about the system. So like
that's what I thought it was going to be, and I'm not happy about it.
So I guess from what it sounds like, when you prestige, maybe it's immediate and it's not a scaling thing for the more you prestige, but it sounds like after you prestige at least once, the unlocks will happen earlier. I assume it'll just get crunched down, and eventually you'll just have all your unlocks be at between 1 and 10 or something.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the token thing too. It's the one that everybody is really pushing. Each time you prestige, you get a prestige token, and you're like, I automatically unlock the spec sniper.
Oh, that might be right. That could be how
That's the really
how they
popular
do it.
solution.
Maybe, and I mean, they might do that. I don't know. The way that it's phrased, hard to tell.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Like, let's presume progress rolls over, more rewards, more effective prestiging. Like, that's less. You get the guns and stuff you want faster. How do you feel about that?
With your system, or with the way that it sounds like they're going?
Because that's what it sounds like to me. That's basically going to be the same, but just. Let's just say that it's improvement, and somehow you can lock the guns you want to play with faster.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm tired of running Winfield till level 50, and then having enough money to start jumping into LaBelle or whatever. But also the ammo types, because I'm probably one of the few people who actually don't mind doing the challenges all the time. Because I like farming blood bonds because I'm a little loot goblin. And
it's so annoying to do that without the ammo types.
When it's like use a flechette, like, because I get this all the time. I'll get flechette on enemy flechette damage on enemy hunters, and also Spectre damage on enemy hunters. I'm like, cool, I could do this at the same time. And I look and I'm like, I don't have Spectre unlocked yet because I just prestiged. Okay, so I can either re-roll it and hope for something that I have, or just
dumb, and you're like, the only dumb I have is like senior conversion. Like, cool, I'm playing that for 4 hours now, thanks.
Right, or I'm playing Springfield, and hopefully I do well in 2 matches so I can unlock it. Yeah, so I like the idea. I like the idea of allowing for unlocks earlier.
So I'm in the same boat. I like it. I'm a fan. My only issue is this is completely selfish. This is 100% selfish. I'm really annoyed because it's probably going to just roll over for the prestige, and like, there going to be rewards that I want, and I could have been prestiging all this time instead of actually just getting attached to the prestige that I'm at with all these hunters and stuff, and trying to get like the 50 legendary hunters and having money so I can play what I want. And so then I'm going to be forced to decide, hey, do you want to get rid of all that when you could have been working towards something?
Right. Well, that's honestly why I've been prestiging, is because it was like, if they are because we heard rumor about this like a year and a half ago or something, that they were going to do a prestige rework.
It's been on the roadmap since like 2020.
Oh, okay, so 3 years ago, whatever, long enough where I was like, assuming that happens one day, I'd like to already be at least on the way to level 100, prestige 100. I think I'm 36 now. I'm in game. Hello. What am I?
But the thing with, I don't want to stay working towards it now with the current prestige system, because it kind of sucks.
So they keep pausing me on my prestiging, because every time they come out with an event, I don't prestige, and I make sure I unlock some things before the event starts, so that way I can go into the event with some things unlocked, and like.
That's the thing. I'm like, I'm burnt out from the event, so I don't play. I'm not going to prestige during an event because you need it for the challenges. So it's like, okay, when the goddamn frick do you want me to prestige?
Right.
And then, in addition to that, okay, cool, I'm going to have to get rid of all my hunters and all my money and all my unlocks.
Right.
For currently nothing. But then if I don't take that nothing, then I'm basically going to be missing out on something that I could have been very easily working forward towards in the future. That's kind of my annoyance with it. The current setup and like the promises of it is annoying that way. And I don't know if there is a solution to this. Right? Like, I don't think there's an easy way to go, oh yeah, you can just count like the experience you've gained at this one towards prestige ranks or something.
Right. I mean, there might be a behind the scenes total experience gained number that they can, you know what I mean, like kind of account for and stretch properly to fit the new system.
I feel like some people would really care about prestiging. If I've been at prestige 11,
I think 11, yeah, that's because like, after 11 you don't get any more free random legendary unlocks.
10 for the event ticket, and then I went to 11 for the experience boost. Right. But if I've been sitting at 11 this whole time, just playing budget, so this way I have money that I'm never gonna spend, because what if I run out of money, even though I have like 100 grand or something ridiculous now. And then like the new prestige system comes out and they're like, oh hey, since you've got all that, you're now prestige 25.
Yeah.
I think people won't be annoyed that way too. But it's the thing of if they go, okay, cool, you can just prestige now. I'm going to be annoyed because, yay. So my hope is that the new unlocks are just going to be gun skins that I don't care about, and that they never introduce any ones that I care about.
Well, hopefully I do care about them because I'm prestiging. So it's like
I hope everybody else loves them and I hate them. That's my goal.
Okay.
Like, I hope they all like the Halloween guns, where it's like, this is a bone gun.
Good luck,
I'm
Hunt.
like, that's gross. Like, that's my goal. Like,
I
have them all be...
I have a feeling you're gonna like at least some of them.
I know.
Like, just be prepared, man. It's gonna suck, but because
they're also upping it to 75.
Oh yeah, max hunter slots.
So I'm gonna be happy because I'm gonna have multiple hunters with multiple kits again, and that I can play without risking losing them and getting that feel bad. And then they're gonna go, but now you should prestige. I'm like, then why the frick do I have 70 hunter slots? Like, what's with these points? I'm not gonna get 75 hunters I care about before prestiging. Like,
I think that update is meant for the people who are still not gonna prestige or who are already 100.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but there's like prestige rant.
My prestige rant.
Sadness? I don't know.
So, and also what's funny is like, so that whole system is gonna roll out first, but then the rewards portion of it will be the phase 2, so it'll be after the actual prestiging. So it's like you don't even know what you're working for still until the phase 2 happens. But I don't know. I guess they have to do that.
I'm sure to work at more trials, right? We gotta get DeSalle coming soon.
DeSalle trials.
Any day now.
Oh, also, I'm not sure if you mentioned this. Speaking of DeSalle and having trials added, which they still haven't done, with the new engine, with the new engine update.
Like trials enough.
I don't personally, but with the new engine update, there will be a new map, and the new map is.
I can't believe I forgot to mention.
I was like, I was surprised you didn't say anything, but I thought maybe you were gonna do that.
He's saving the important thing for last. It must be the new map.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Prestige.
I thought you were gonna go on to the decentralized backend networking stuff, but the new map.
I didn't go over either. Okay, sorry.
That's a couple of things. No, you're fine. You went out of order on purpose because of priority, but then just missed a few things. The new map is a new biome. He didn't specify what biome. I actually have a poll in my Discord right now for what you think or hope the new one's gonna be. Huh?
Aliens.
Aliens, yeah. It'll be a massive UFO spaceship that we're fighting for bounties on.
Just putting in one of the cycle frontier maps. That's gonna be the new map.
Oh, kill me!
That'd be so funny.
Don't talk to me about cycle.
That's what they should do for April Fool's Day. They should just get some like really garish sci-fi map and have that be a wild card.
Just have it be an absolutely bad map where your MMR and your KD aren't affected on it. Like it'd be a test server only type thing.
Yeah, have it be like a quick play one. Oh,
there
sorry,
you go.
didn't they change the name of quick play? Isn't it?
So your MMR I think is still affected, but your KD no. I think they were supposed to change it, weren't they?
They changed the name, didn't they? To like
they changed the name, but I think
But what did they change it to? Because it's still quick play in my mind.
Soul Survivor.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed it to Soul Survivor. It fits somehow aesthetically, story, I don't know, but.
I think it's funny that they're like, we need to fix the name Quick Play to Soul Survivor, but it's also a good idea to change the exit one to Epic Victory or whatever.
Oh yeah, whatever it was.
I'm just like, do you have like different people in charge of tone? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, I think some of the original people behind Hunt may have left the company.
Yeah, well, Hunt's original development was wild because the original team was all American, and that's why it's set in America.
I wondered actually, because isn't it like a German?
It's a German company now because the entire original team was all American, set in Texas, and so they actually took like trips and stuff to zones, so that's why it looks pretty accurate, because
that is amazing.
They took field trips there, and then that team got that in the American wing of Crytek basically got axed, and so it got yeeted over to Germany.
Can you imagine if they got rehired and put back in charge? That'd be nice. Anyway,
I like Dennis. I think he does a good job.
Side note, I have a friend who until recently lived in Louisiana, and in like the more, I'm not backwoodsy, that's not the right word, but definitely not in any major city, settlement, whatever area. And she was like, I got her into Hunt for a little bit, and she was like, it's actually crazy accurate how like it's like parts of Louisiana still look like what it looks like in Hunt.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah, they did
that's really cool.
Which is why I was really worried when DeSalle came out, but I feel like they nailed it. So
yeah. But yeah, so new map. Anyway, new map. The engine is it's coming out with the new engine with the purpose of showing off some of the new things that the engine can do, the engine upgrade can do. That they will have to go back and add things to the old maps, but the new map will definitely reflect a lot of the new engine update possibilities, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they mean by that, but we'll see. I will say the funny thing, speaking of engine things, do you know how rain is decided by the Hunt engine?
No.
So it is not based off of what you're looking at. It's based off of where you are. So for example, if you get in a ladder and it's heavy rain outside and you go up like halfway up the ladder so your body's in the rain, and then you look into the building that you're like climbing out of, it will be raining inside. It's really weird. It works really well, except for extremely niche cases. But I noticed that the other day, and I'm like, this is so strange.
So that's actually interesting you to say that, because I know, my friend Third.
I think where your head is, where like the camera is.
Or, yeah, I'm not 100%. I was about to say, Third, he noticed that if you stand at the edge of the extract, right, where you like the zone where you enter and it starts the countdown. If you stand just outside of it by like a pixel and you start spinning slowly in a circle, when you face the extract buggy or boat, you'll be in the timer, and then as you look away from it, you'll leave it. But you're standing still; you're not moving anywhere. So it's
so it must be like the camera or the gun or something, like clipping into
something. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But it's just like with the placement of that, so it's not like you are not a perfect circle or cylinder, clearly, because. Yeah, you're more.
Maybe it's like a hand.
You're more like a.
Imagine it's gotta be the hand, right? Because the gun is in the hitbox, but your hands are.
Yeah, maybe your hands. That's a good point. Ooh, that makes me think. I should do that. Get on the edge of that and then start switching weapons and stuff to where my hands won't be strictly. You know what I mean? Just to see if that's actually what it is. That'd be cool. Mythbusters. But that whole thing could play a part in like why. The rain does that.
The new map will tell us whether or not your hands triggered the hitbox for the extract.
Yeah.
Which is crucial information, guys.
Yes.
And then they're also changing MMR, which is they said to make it less volatile, which I assume from the definition of volatile meaning like explosive, which is a weird choice. They're like rapidly changing. I think they're just gonna make it so you don't ping pong between 6 stars and 1 star in one match as much, which is awesome. Thank you. Please do it now.
Okay, so they said the original purpose of MMR was not to it wasn't meant to be a Valorant or a competitive Valorant or competitive Counter-Strike style, system. It was meant to be just show you where you are recently, or like where you land recently, because you're luck and whatever changes things too.
Which is fine, but it locks you into game matches.
Right, but it decides where you go into a match. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like MMR, that system should probably be renamed to something else, and then we get a proper actual competitive style MMR system that helps.
I think we're at the point, and I hate saying this because I think kind of goes against the core of the game, but I almost want just a competitive queue. Right? Yeah. I almost just want, even if it was just, I think, because that's what I liked about the start of the event, you almost had the sweat and the competitive ones, because everybody who's like, oh, I want to play the new and mess around with new guns, were all in like the lane match, right? Well, then a lot of the people who are like, I want to snipe and I want to sweat as hard as physically possible, but like, I don't care about the new match. I want to play Hunt Showdown, and I play that with a snipe before I extract. And they're like, I'm a normal match. And so I think that was an interesting. So I almost want a competitive queue. But I just want a queue option. I don't want it to be strictly. Don't like it being strictly random. I like it when they're like, hey, here's one. I don't care what it is. If it's here's night match, or here's day match, or here's fog, or here's rain. Like, I just want something where like you can choose going into it between, instead of just being, do you want to play alone, or do you want to play bounty hunt? Right? Like, do you want to play Soul Survivor bounty hunt?
Yeah, I mean, but still keep the option of going into any. Like, if you don't care, which one you get.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, my queue is going to be fast while yours is going to be slow because you specifically want daytime so you can snipe or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Like, I want it to be competitive and casual, or...
The only thing with competitive and casual is the moment that an event ends, their player base tanks, and that's going to split it even further.
It's got the weird thing where this is the fun one, and I think this is what supports the burnout. If you watch the charts, they go up and then they drop down at the end of the event, right?
Yeah.
The event starts, it spikes up, the level's off higher than it normally is, and then the event ends, it drops down a little bit. Most of the events after they end haven't had a ton of drop off. They drop off to a higher point than they did before.
Yes. A new high for an event period.
I think the new one dropped off to about what it was before, which isn't bad.
Right.
But I think it's showing that the amount of encouragement to burn yourself out, like the regimentation of it, I think is just killing it a little bit. Because it's the same thing with MMOs. MMOs will get you into the hey, come in for this daily quest, and you get resting experience if you're off, and blah blah blah. And so they want people to sign in every day and to do their stuff, and then to sign out and then come back.
Right. The goal is to come back.
Yes, and it works really well until people go, what if I don't? And then they go, oh, I can do so much other stuff, and then they go, I don't want to go back because I don't want to have that regimentation again. Right. And I think that's what it's kind of causing a little bit of.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Which is unfortunate, and I don't know how to solve that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way that you solve it is you just make the new one. I think has been better in everything except I like the way that the quest lines work with giving you like points and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it basically being the only way to make effective progress, it made that come back every week grind so freaking bad.
Yeah,
and it really felt like I am playing. Let's see. I'm playing Spokes with poison because I need to do poison damage, and I'm playing Cold War Conversion with FMJ because I need FMJ damage. And I'm not choosing what I'm playing. I'm playing based on that.
Loadouts.
I think the easy solution is you combine the quests with the challenges. I think they should give you a lot, and like each time you finish a challenge, you can choose from like 4, and you just grab it and go. And if you don't grab one, then it just shoves randomly in.
Right.
So that way you don't have people complaining about, but I forgot to grab my challenges. Okay, cool. It's giving you one random. Right. And you don't have, God, I have to play Spectre Slugs because I got Spectre and I got Slugs, and I don't want to play Spectre Slugs. I want to play Specs. I want to play Rosen. I want to play the Gone Officer Carabine. Because that's something, like, I've been really wanting to play, like, the Gone Officer Carabine and some weirder guns, and the games, or, like, the fun one was Lamat Carabine came out, and they're like, I'm like, I really want to play it, and then they're like, no, you want to play bleed ammo, you want to play bleed ammo. I'm like, I can't play Lamat like that. And there's kind of been I don't like being shoved into a box.
Right.
Like, it's moved past having the initial thing where, oh, it's fun being pushed into a new play zone, and now it's like, instead of being encouraged to do something else, it feels like, yeah, do this so you can't play the event. The event's probably why you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like a chore.
Yeah.
Also, I think they needed to add a substantial not a lot, but still a substantial amount of event points to individual challenges, so that once you're done with the whole challenge of the week, which is where the bulk of the points comes from, you can still do challenges to get points and still do them. Just have some, I think it'd be better to have
the weekly bonus be smaller, and then you get a bigger bonus from each challenge. So
yeah.
Or more reshuffles or something like.
Or more reshuffles. Yeah.
Reshuffle for $10 or something like.
Yeah. That'd be
advantage to it.
That would be an okay hunt dollar sync. Is make it like how they do the reshuffle for free hunters.
That's what bugs me. Is it's not a gameplay advantage at all. It's a grind for cosmetic.
Yeah.
And then they're making it so rough to do.
Yeah.
At times. So.
Yeah. But then I guess that's supposed to be where the well then. Buy the first 10 levels, with blood bonds comes in. So
I finished the event. I didn't play the event to finish it. I was so burned out by the end of the event. You know how I finished the event?
How?
I put Twitch drops, and then that's how I finished it. And that was like 2-3 weeks before, and I was so burned out. Like I didn't play again until the end of the event.
Oh, they are doing the Twitch drops as well for this event, by the way.
Yeah, for the new event. Which is fine.
Yeah.
Neat. Thanks. I like it. Free stuff.
Free stuff.
Cool.
And it's all new stuff this time too, not repeats.
Yeah. So I was fine with the repeats because the way it worked with some of the repeats was if you got not on this one but the Billy one, if you completed the quest, then you would be given a random legendary, like a prestiging thing.
Oh, cool. I wish I had known that. I never finished the Billy story quest because I already had it.
Like, hey, if you already had it,
I
can.
Didn't. Yeah, no, I earned him through that. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. So they're like, if you got it from the first Twitch drops and you've been there since then, have a random. I'm like, oh, thanks.
That is pretty cool. Oh, speaking of random legendaries, this is random, but I started streaming on Kick instead of Twitch. It's been about a month. Ever since, I've had 2 Legendary Hunter unlocks through Dark Tribute. I didn't get an instance of them. I actually unlocked 2 Legendary Hunters through Dark Tribute.
Have you gotten the bad hand?
No.
I want to know what that percentage is. It's got to be like 0.0.
I thought it actually showed at one point, but maybe not.
I think they just said real low. It feels like, all right, I'm gonna age myself here. Somebody in the audience is gonna go, God, I know what that is. It feels like playing AQ Worlds again, Adventure Quest Worlds.
Oh wow!
And grinding for like one of the like boss drops, or like one of the Chaos Lords, where you're like, the drop is 0.01%, and like you can't quite beat the boss, and so you have to wait for somebody else to come help you. They're only gonna be around for, like, it feels like that again. Like I might get it, like, but I know it's an option, but I'm never going to.
I'm trying to remember which one. It was Mountain Man that I got, because I liked Mountain Man, but I never cared to get him. I knew I'd never play him.
I've gotten some from the what's it called, Black Market, because they knock him down for 40%.
Yeah. And Carcass Gunrunner, I got him as well.
Yeah. Have you noticed that they made everything at least like 1,000 blood bonds? I think I've talked about this before, but because now that they offer the downs, they're like, hey, everything needs like 1,000 blood bonds. It's like, but it's not. That just means like before 600, I could just buy it. Now it's 1,000. I have to wait for it to show up on the black market or on the daily deal or whatever.
Right. I would like a black market update. Like, can we refresh those a little sooner, please?
Not like once a month at least.
Yeah, it feels like it's once an event.
Whenever somebody at Hunt remembers that the black market exists and then they change it again, like, oh, well, we're changing it. Have a refresh.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea. It's been going respin. But like, I've gotten everything. Like the only ones, I think I've got like 1 or 2 of each one. I'm like, I don't want this. I'm not gonna spend 700 to get this gun still. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, I'd go for a respin.
We're at
going with the new stuff.
We're actually at almost exactly an hour. Well,
nice.
not with the editing of the first minute, but still.
I thought you were just gonna leave that in of us going, are we recording? Yeah, we're recording. Do we start now?
I can.
Yeah, we can do it.
I might. I don't know.
People won't be annoyed by a babbling of absolutely nothing. So,
do we want to keep going, or do we want to?
Is there anything else you want to cover? Because I feel like this is probably how we should do news if we do it again.
It's just short bursts.
So
Short
yeah,
bursts.
We've done some polls, and you're welcome to comment if you guys, because we're small. We take feedback. You have a lot of influence if you want to.
Oh yeah, you have a ton of influence if you want it.
But we took a poll, and it was, what kind of thing do you like? And it was like strictly informational, with like Baldy's bullet breakdowns and all that.
You just came up with that, didn't you?
Yeah. Did you want news? Did you want banter? And the one was banter.
Opinion / banter, yeah.
Yeah, opinion and banter. And I think this is the way we do it. We find something we care about, and then we kind of back around this. Because like we technically covered the news.
Right. Technically we did a news one. Yeah.
It wasn't the focus. It was like, hey, we're going to use the MMA as a bounce off point to talk about this other stuff. And then the stuff that we don't care about, we're like, yeah, cool. Moving on. So
there was
because it's the thing, Mike's gonna cover it. Homeo's gonna cover it.
Event news, I feel like you can get it anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They release a thing for it that's strictly informational that you can just skim through best. So we
had 5 votes on that poll. I've got it pulled up right here. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. It was info dump stats, game updates, opinion / banter, and news / events. And news events got 0% of it. So,
next one.
but that's kind of what we did for this one. So the irony.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point is like we kind of did, but I think knowing that animation, then when we're doing this, we're like, cool. We don't. If you notice, we didn't really break down exactly what they said.
Yeah, just kind of bullet pointed and talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, this is what we'd like to see.
This is more of an opinion banter with some news.
Yeah, and I think this is probably where we're gonna be going with this, and then just be doing like other stuff when we can.
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
That's kind of what we got. But is there anything else you wanted to hit on? I mean, like, I feel like if a lot of the other ones, if we want to get more in depth, it'd be like, all right, let's drop into MMA. But like, I feel like that needs to be a topic if we want to, unless you have a brief mention.
Unless you have a way to dive into MMR numerically, I don't know how we can make that a podcast.
That's the real easy because it's based off the chess system, and it's been tweaked for a video game, so I can break it down if you want.
Well, let us know. Maybe that'll be my poll question.
Everything can be a chair if you try hard enough. So
fair enough.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to mention, which is totally unrelated to anything, if you guys play D&D, I'm gonna plug something totally unrelated here.
Go for it.
Absolutely unrelated. Because I think we're wrapping up, and this is when I do it. Bite-sized encounters on Instagram is one of my buddies is doing. He's doing not daily, bi-weekly D&D encounters, and it's got. He's been doing he's a film person. He went to school for film, and so he's like, I'm gonna do all my film things. So it's like really well edited, and he's taking. It's fun. Some of the encounters I've played through, so like a lot of them are actually tested or tweaks from, like stuff he's seen, and so they're all like 1 or 2 encounters that you can use in a D&D campaign, and they're trying to fit it in wherever. And the reason I'm plugging this is starting. We're going to show there's actually some production value going into this. Starting in October, but November, a good chunk of the minis in there are going to be painted by me, because this is showing. Here's the background for it. He wants about a month to film and edit them, because that's how much filming and editing he puts into it. And to do that, he needs the minis. But there's been so many minis that he wants to include that he doesn't have. I need about a month to paint them up. So I am painting 2 months out basically right now in advance for getting things ready for like November and December. 1 second.
Is this live right now?
Pause real fast. What's up? This is live right now.
This
Instagram? It should be bite-sized encounters, right? Double checking. It was really funny because I talked to him about it, and I'm like, yeah, I'd love to help painting. And then I was telling somebody else about it, and they're like, "Oh, what's the handle?" And I'm like, "That's a question." Yeah, bite-sized encounters. So it's bite-sized underscore encounters on Instagram.
Bite-sized underscore encounters.
But give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab. You're gonna not be able to see anything, but give me 1 second.
I mean, I'll go ahead and follow it. You know.
Oh, I just turned on the wrong camera. I was like, why did the camera turn off? I hit the other one. Oop.
Oh, it took your camera off the podcast. Oh, you know what I can do though? Until you bring it back, I'll just go to me.
I'm back.
You're back already? That was fast.
I did actually grab something. So, podcast listeners, I'm so sorry. I know this is a podcast, but yes, this is the
nice.
This is the oh man, that looks so terrible in the lighting. But I painted up a young shadow dragon for the thing, and I'm gonna post that on my Instagram at some point because I technically have one that I would plug, but my camera's terrible and my photography is worse. So until I get that up, Overly Saturated hasn't posted.
Nice, yeah, I found it. Bite-sized underscore encounters.
Yeah, and then mine is Overly Saturated Minis if you want to follow whatever the frick I decide to paint that week and post. I want to start doing it, but the problem is, so when you do photography, you want to have something that like soaks up the light in the background so it focuses on whatever you're trying to take a picture of.
Yeah.
And my black sweep is like the construction paper from school. And so it's like a bluish black, and it's like a mirror. So like it makes taking it worse. And so until I figure out some sweep, you can't take photos. So.
Gotcha.
But yeah, there's a bunch of babbling because we normally follow me on Twitch, but I haven't been streaming, and I'm going to at some point. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, are you coming back to Twitch soon, or?
So here's my hope. My hope is to start streaming and finish up Spider-Man this month in early October, because Alan Wake 2 is coming out October 16th, 22nd, sometime.
Okay.
And I really freaking want to play that.
Gotcha.
So I want to do that, and then I'm hoping to get back to the point where I stream for at least an hour or two in a couple days a week, and just have like the story day night and the hunt nights and all that.
Right.
But
okay.
Again, I want to play Hunt with friends. I think that's the weird thing with this thing is it's such a social game, but my friends just haven't been playing Hunt, so that's kind of the issue there.
The burnout, it's real.
Yeah, so I can't wait for the event to burst out again, right when I'm about ready to go, yeah, let's jump into it again.
Yeah, hopefully the burnout's gone. You got 6 days-ish. Good luck.
So it should hit during my fall break, which should be nice, except I've got 2 days knocked out of the week, and then I have to prep and run a D&D one-shot, which I've done no prep for, and I've never done digital, and I want battle maps, and I've never done digital battle maps before. So I might be, we'll say roughly October 8th, 9th, I think. We'll call that my grand return. 8th, 9th, yeah, we'll do that. Because that'll be next week's last week and into the 9 weeks. So I'm not doing it next week because kids turn in late work from 9 weeks ago.
Of course.
If they can.
Yeah. I was never
creating
a
thing.
Well,
it's a school policy, and I don't want to fail kids, so of course I'm going to take their late work. So.
Fair. Fair. That's all I'll say. Fair.
Yeah. What about you, Drake? Plug your stuff.
I have a website.
Oh.
Drake.com. Believe it or not. Yeah. I also have Drake.tv, but it's I don't have the Drake.com. Just do Drake.com. It's not much. It's really more like a fancy link tree for me. It's really just a link to everything else.
I'm going to Drake.com right now.
Oh, okay.
This is cute.
Oh, thanks. That was the vibe I was going for.
He's got a little name thing at the top, and he's got his little emoji. Oh, this is good.
Oh, thank you.
This is good. Guys, go look at Drake.com. If nothing else, to go. It's fun.
There's all of my socials are on there at the bottom, and our Hunt Lowdown link tree is also on there. I made that a primary thing on the page. And
the responsible two of us.
I stream on Kick. I moved away from Twitch for various reasons. So you can find me on Thursday nights and Friday nights on Kick. For the foreseeable future, not for too long, Saturday nights I have time to stream, so we'll see if I get someone on Saturday nights. And maybe some random Sunday ones, but that's my off time, so that's my stream time.
There we go.
Yeah, but you can also find us on our link tree, the Hunt Lowdown linktree/Hunt Lowdown. There we go. It should be in the description.
Have a good one. That's it.
No, that's the end of the podcast. Don't forget to bring your drugs into the Bayou.
I forgot my drugs.
You always forget your drugs. Everyone always forgets their dang drugs.
It's not... Can that be a... Wait, we're unending this episode. Can we have a poll this week? Have a poll this week?
Yeah.
And I want it to be drugs versus lunch or med kit. Like, is it better... Do the people want drugs?
Well, I know one person's answer to that already. And that's 4 med kits. I bring lunchbox and med kit. Yeah, you bring all med kits. 4 deployable med kits, yeah.
The problem is lunchboxes are better, but you need pack mule and or a teammate. So...
Yeah.
Join Team Lunchbox.
Join Team Lunchbox,
people.
No.
Hashtag Team Lunchbox. Team Drugs.
We are a Team Drugs.
I wouldn't dare.
You know what? Hey, you know what? We can. How about both?
Yeah.
How about both? You bring your preferred drug, and then the rest lunchboxes. So,
disgusting.
Antidote and a vit shot, and then lunchboxes.
So then you can use it, drop the lunchbox, pick it back up with pack mule, and be good to go.
Yeah.
But this is a reason. I don't want reasonable solutions. I want to stay.
That's the point.
If I'm spending $70, I at least want my little lunchbox. I'll be honest. That's why I finished the event. I wanted the Saving Grace legendary skin, whatever the lunchbox one was.
Right. Yeah. What was that?
Wanted people to know when they stumble upon the dead bodies of me that I brought my medkit and sitting right beside me, used or unused, which is even funnier.
Saving Grace was the med kit.
Saving Grace was the med kit. What's the lunchbox?
Saving Aid.
There
what is the toolbox? Yeah, it looks like a little chest. That's kind of cool.
And then Red Cask, which is the ammo box. And with those three combined, you're mobile.
Yes.
Your mobile supply point.
That'd be a fun achievement. Is you have to get a kill in one round with a Red Cask, with a Saving Grace, and a Saving Aid.
Do you hate yourself? That'd be awful.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. There we go. All right, take us out for realsies this time.
No, it was for realsies already.
Oh,
I'm just recording extra footage for an outtake at the end. At the end of the credits.
Sounds good. Awesome. I just got food delivered to me.
Oh, so I'm jealous.
We're gonna call that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go get food.
Yeah, we're calling it for dinner, folks. We'll go back here. Like after this, okay. Right here in this outtake, I would edit in. After we record our next episode and it goes live, I want you to come back to this one and edit in me saying that date. So we can be like, you can catch us next to it there.
I think I understand.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be interesting. Okay. Yeah, we should just start to record our own backtrack of you can catch us on this date, and then that's smart. I like that.
I'm sure it wouldn't be a pain to go back and re-edit and put that in and everything.
It would only be a minor pain. Yeah, it's probably the easiest part of the whole thing. Yeah, we're not doing that.
All right, this is real long.
Okay, bye.